The action will continue here in Sharjah. What a game we have witnessed early in the afternoon. It was Dubai who got better of Blues. Now the action and the focus will be on the second game on day 6. Ajman, they are in action up against Abu Dhabi. Without wasting much time, let's head down to the sidelines for the all important toss. Over to you, Pranav.
Game 2, and it's toss time. Day 6 of the Emirates D10, and that is where Ajman is looking to take on Abu Dhabi. And that is where I have the two captains with me, Ali and Junaid, under the sharp eyes of the match referee, Mr. Ali Iftikhar. Flip the coin. Heads is the call. You won the toss. What would you like to do and why?
हम पहले बॉलिंग कर रहे हैं.
कोई particular reasons?
रीज़न यही है कि कोशिश करेंगे कि उनको कम से कम पे आउट करके फिर टारगेट चेज करेंगे.
पहली मैच में आपको पता है कि 100 रन दोनों टीमों ने पार किए, तो आपको कितना लगता है कि कितने पे आप रिस्ट्रिक्ट करना चाहेंगे दूसरी टीम को?
कोशिश यही करें कि अंडर 100 ही रखें, तो फिर उसको चेज करना आसान है. हमारे पास बैटिंग लाइनअप अच्छी है.
टीम में कोई चेंज?
नहीं, सेम टीम है.
गुड लक.
थैंक यू.
Abu Dhabi have won the toss. They're going to be bowling first. You're happy with the decision?
Yeah, because toss is in or not in our hand, so it's whatever it's happening, we have to be faced, right? So we are bowling. We are batting first. We have some plan. We have a good batting side also.
They want to keep you below 100 in the first game. Both the teams got 100. How much do you look to get on the board?
It depends on the situation. It's the second match, so like 100 and above 100, it's too difficult to chase. I believe last match also the one that they are not chaser, right? So we have a good bowling side, and now the team is everyone is here, so we have inshallah winning chance more.
Any changes in the side?
No, the same side.
Good luck then.
Thank you. Thanks.
The news from the sidelines is that Abu Dhabi have won the toss and they want to use the conditions to their advantage.
Play on, says the umpire. Runs in Syed Nazir. Coming into Junaid. Very watchful of the mark with that single and getting ready to get off the mark in the com box is my fellow co-commentator who also came all the way from Ajman. Is it to support D10 or to support Ajman? We'll come to know. Let me introduce Rizwan Rahman in the com box. Good evening, Rizwan.
Good evening, Mudassar. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. It's a beautiful evening. It's a weekend here in UAE. And the men in yellow up against men in purple. Ajman up against quality Abu Dhabi side. They've had a mixed bag. They've made some changes. Kamran Atta misses it completely. There could be a mix-up here straight away. And luckily, Muazzam Hayat survives a scare. There was a bit of mix-up. It was dropped by Kamran. He did not hold on to it. And a shy at the stumps, just not getting it right. Yeah, Ajman had a mixed bag. Likewise, it's the same case with Abu Dhabi. I tell you what, they're one team that can bounce back at any given point of time. This is a good strike. Clean hit. Stylish and elegant. As you like, Muazzam Hayat gets off the mark in style with a boundary. Yeah, easy pickings. Just had to wait for the delivery to arrive. And nicely placed. Muazzam Hayat, we know he's a stylish batter. He's considered as a great batter for the longer format of the game. But he's changed gears for the shortest format as well. Has done well. We've seen his shot selection, great shot maker. It'll be interesting to see how he will approach the opening slot that has been provided to him. Another pitch of a delivery from Syed Nazir, mixing it up really well. Ilyas having a shy at the stumps. So it's all happening. Crucial game for both the teams. They would want to get those 2 points on board. Junaid Shamshuddin has been in exceptional form. He's won 3 player of the match tournaments in this tournament so far.
Good afternoon, Rizwan. How are you doing today?
Very well, very well. Pranav, it's good to have you in the com box. Did spend some quality time with you in the Gulf Women's Championship. And to all our viewers, Pranav has traveled all the way from Al Emirat in Oman to support us in the com box. I'm sure you're loving this Emirate of Sharjah, and the climate has been pleasant here.
A boundary for Junaid. Much needed one. In this format, runs are required. And that is where intent is going to be playing such an important and crucial role. Never look to keep it down, and that's where just crossing the circle. I'm going to be calling this trip of mine Amrat to Emirates.
Oh, absolutely. It's a beautiful drive, a long drive, about 5.5 hours. I'm sure you must have enjoyed the beautiful mountains on the way, especially towards the northern Emirates of Fujairah, Kalba, and the drive towards Sohar. I reckon it's quite pleasant. And that's a beautiful shot from Junaid Shamsu. We'll have to wait if Siam Khan does well to cut it off. Couple of runs added to the tally. Junaid Shamsu, just to let you know, Pranav, he's been in sublime form.
Brilliant dive to just make sure that it stays down to just a couple of runs. Oh, lovely drive. Absolutely lovely drive. The weather has been very kind. These months of December, January, February, they're grace periods in your life because you certainly don't expect them, but then they certainly come by.
No, absolutely. We wish we had 12 months of weather like this in the Middle East. We would love it. We would have cricket all over. Well, despite whether you have summers or winters, that's a very good shot. The idea was to clear the inner circle, and he does it with ease, and the ball will find the fence. Junaid Shamsu is on a roll. He's picked up a boundary of the final delivery, and it's 17 for none after 1.
Another player coming from the ranks of the national side, Raja Kefalla. Gets a little bit of movement in the air, but away from the fielders in the circle, and that's where it's going to be scampered for a single. Good quality, Raja Kefalla.
Oh, absolutely. He's the senior statesman for Team Abu Dhabi. He's been associated with them for even in the last concluded D series. Didn't time it really well on that occasion, Junaid Shamshu, but still had enough to clear that inner circle in getting a boundary. And well, this is the place where you have a lot of cricket, especially tier 2 and tier 3 also, Pranav. Just to add to what we said, even in the summers, even if it's peak 48, 50 degrees, you'll find tier 2, tier 3 division cricket happening here. That's the beauty of UAE. We have lots and lots of turf grounds. And I mean, we can tell you very straight away, we've seen cricketers graduating from tier 3 to tier 1 and even representing the national side.
Probably just around a decade and a half back, I would have asked somebody or any country in the Gulf, do you have any turf grounds? Now is the time when I have to ask, do you have any cement or matting grounds? Struck beautifully, finds the gap, maybe a little bit of a hand, will keep it away from the boundary, but still a couple of runs.
Well, I can certainly understand that. We all have played a lot of cricket on cement wickets here, but as you rightly mentioned, things have changed drastically in the UAE, and a wonderful opportunity for the youngsters also to come and showcase their talent and prowess. Meanwhile, off to a decent start, Ajman. Walks down the surface, gets the connection absolutely spot on. One bounce into the fence, away she goes towards the mid-wicket region.
Dancing down the track. It wasn't in his arc, but still continued with the shot, Mozam. Made sure that there was ample amount of connection, and that's where a bounce or two into the boundary. The leaking runs at the moment. Abu Dhabi, they need to slow the flow of runs at the moment. And at the moment, Raja Akifullah doesn't really have an answer. Can he find one? Much better delivery. Late movement. There is a little bit of movement towards the evening part, just before the dew comes in. And that's where this particular wicket in different parts of the day has different conditions to offer. There is support for spin in the afternoon. A little bit of swing movement in the evening. As the evening progresses, dew comes into play, and then batting becomes really easy.
Yeah, absolutely. With the dew on board, the ball skids through, comes nicely onto the bat, and more often than not, becomes easier for the chasing team, especially to get those runs. And meanwhile, another wayward delivery from Raja Akifullah, completely missing his line and length. He's got to be mindful of the channel that is bowling. At the moment, Mozam Hayat looking confident, 12 of 6. They're missing the services of Ansh Tandon, who is a destructive opening batter. Is unfortunately not available due to some other commitments. But Mozam Hayat, I think, is a good replacement. Another short pitch delivery, but straight to the fielder. Ibrar does well. It'll just be a single. That will bring us to the end of the over. 2 gone, 27 for none. Right, they've opted to go with the floating power play. Why not? They're scoring at about 13 and a half runs an over. You might as well want to cash on the opportunity with the batters in form. Ibrar Ahmed will be given the responsibility to bowl from the Bukhatir end. Another brilliant bowler. It's just been a bit off colour in the entire tournament so far. Has been part of the Abu Dhabi Night Riders in the recently concluded ILT20 tournament. Didn't get enough opportunities, but is one such bowler who can crank up to 140, 145 clicks quite comfortably. Ibrar Ahmed up against Mozam Hayat played down the ground. It'll be a difficult work for Ali Abid, and the ball finds the fence.
Really want to say something in support of Abid, but can't find anything else. But from the point that it was a terrible effort from Abid, yes, quick outfields, that's the only way I can defend Ali Abid. Lethargic, really lethargic.
You gotta be absolutely spot on. Take those starts with the run up of the bowler. Short pitch delivery. Ali Abid back pedaling, and they'll manage to pick up a couple of runs quite comfortably. Well, wherever Ali Abid is stationed, the ball is following him.
Magnetic. What kind of a class are you from, Razwan? Dive in the circle or chase the ball down?
Well, with the kind of weight that I'm carrying right now, I would prefer to dive in the circle.
I was expecting the other way. Once you said the kind of weight, I thought that you're going to be staying away from the dive and you're going to be saying chase it down. That's the right kind of thing to do as well. Just dive and put in the first effort rather than chasing the ball down.
Absolutely. Give you 100% right at the beginning. Try to collect it at the moment. So far, it's been an okay over for Abu Dhabi. 7 runs already off it. Pranav, shortest format, what do you reckon should be a good economy for a fast bowler bowling in the power play of the shortest format?
If there's quality on offer, then I feel that a right kind of economy will be somewhere around 7 and 8, 7 to 9. If they can bowl somewhere between 7 to 9, that'll be priceless. And it's going to be tough. And that's why I said quality, a quality fast bowler.
You're going to be a tough selector, mate. It's, I agree to what you said, but again, given the kind of surface it is, I would still give them that headroom with about 10 runs and over, probably in the power play. And I think 7 or 8, I think it'll be a difficult ask given the conditions of the wicket.
If I was a captain in this particular format, on this particular wicket, on this particular ground, over the top, using the pace of Ibrar, it's going to be a boundary for Muzamm, who's flowing and flying with runs at the moment. 24 of 11. Brilliant batting.
Good signs for Team Ajman. They've done some tweaking to the batting order and it has been in their favour at the moment. Opening the phase of the bat towards the end. Quite elegant. We all love to watch him play when he's in sublime form. Muazzam Hayat.
Twelve runs from this over of Ibrar. And that's where he's going to be finishing it off. 3 overs done, 39 without losing a wicket. Ajman.
Three overs, 39 for none. Another right arm slingy action bowler, resembles to Lasith Malinga, but he's been quite expensive, to be honest, to be brutal honest. He's taken for runs. So I'm optimistic he's done his homework. Well, straight away an opportunity has been created and that's been crushed. Can you believe it? Nasir Faraz, one of the gun fielders of Team Abu Dhabi, has put this down.
Can't be dropping catches in this format. Creating opportunities into wickets. This was fairly simple. If you ask me, fairly simple. Made a mess out of it. Rizwan, what I feel is that on this wicket, in this particular ground, with the kind of conditions that are on offer in the afternoon, as a captain, you would want to start the proceedings with spin. Towards the evening, that is around this time, he threw the line. Fielder inside the circle, doesn't matter. It's going to be carrying all the way. Siam Khan, you suggested, was being expensive. He's just being a testament to that.
Well, he's just not learning from his mistakes. I'm not too sure what's the game plan from Siam Khan. But the senior statesman will have to have a word with him. It's easy pickings for a batter of Junaid Shamsu's caliber. Well, another expensive over to begin with from Siam Khan. Probably he'll have to bring in some variations to the table, or else he'll be quite predictive when he's walking in.
Really feel that at this point of time in the evening, gentle medium pace will be the right kind of options, because the temperature drops down. There is going to be a little bit of extra movement. And that is where you need to read the conditions well. Much fuller. The helicopter is out. Junaid is looking to do the damage, and he's exactly doing the damage to Abu Dhabi at the moment. Siam Khan is going to be very, very expensive.
Well, you just made a very, very valid point. You've got to get those military medium pace deliveries. You've got to come up with some variations, some off-cutters. With that pace on offer, I mean, Junaid Shamsu is not going to spare you.
The biggest problem is that he's leaking runs in different parts of the ground, and that's where it's very difficult to contain. 15 runs of the first 4 deliveries. He still has a couple of deliveries to spare. But what a start for Ajman. It's your city. You must be very, very happy.
Well, I've got to be neutral as a commentator. I cannot be supporting one team, but I've loved the way they're fighting it out. Yes, they've lost a couple of matches earlier on. Junaid Shamsu has been in some good form. Muazzam Hayat, we've seen the bowlers. Muzammil Qasim has been quite impressive with the ball as well. So it's a very well-knit unit. That's a good delivery. That's where exactly it's got to be.
Is there a term called diplomatically supportive? 16 of the first 5 for Siam Khan. They need to execute the plans to perfection, because at the moment they look very wayward.
So you've got it right. Sagir Khan, Salman Shahid, beautiful batters. Short arm jab, straight to the fielder Ibrar. No damage done. 4 overs gone, 55 for none.
Twelve runs of the first over of Ibrar, and he's back into the attack. A lot of pressure on Abu Dhabi. They won the toss, they've opted to bowl first. And this has not been the right kind of start that they would have wanted. Everything coming from the meat of the bat for Ajman.
Well, what I've noticed also, Pranav, especially in this part of the region, the batters do not really have a problem facing the pacers, even if it's 140, 145 clicks. It's that seam movement which troubles them. You can see Ibrahim, I'm pretty much optimistic. He should be clocking somewhere between 130 to 135. It's not at all a problem. But you need to create those variations, as I always say. Bring that to the table. That's the only way where you will be able to pick up wickets. They're yet to pick up a wicket here, Team Abu Dhabi. Oh, look at that shot. That is a bazooka from Junaid Shamsu. And that's out of the park.
Remove the bat out of the equation. Remove the timing out of the equation. He didn't need all of that. Shamsuddin, the power game, got the left leg out of the equation and threw the kitchen sink at it. What an incredible strike.
Where he believes in see ball, hit ball concept, Junaid Shamsho. Definitely knocking on the doors of UAE cricket team to be a part of the cricket team. He's done really well. Full toss delivery. Lucky for Ibrar. He gets away with it. Straight to Siam Khan. In the process must have hurt himself. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's in pain. Dr. Kiran will be on duty. That would have been nasty from Ibrar.
It was pretty much directed at Junaid. No chance for Junaid to get out of the way. Hit on the full. Great to see some smiles being exchanged between the players in a tense situation like this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Dr. Kiran on duty, hails from Hyderabad, has been associated with D series for a very long time, travels in and out from India. You've been a wicketkeeper batter yourself, Pranav. I've seen your videos as well in the past. You've toured UAE as well, if I'm correct. Would you fancy standing up to players of Ibrar Ahmed's caliber when you're zipping through at about 130, 140 clicks?
I have a theory, and most wicketkeepers will agree with me. The quicker the bowler, the easier to be closer to the stumps, because the amount of lateral movement which will be reduced. There is not much of a time for the ball to grip and deviate, and that's where you don't need much quality. But then bowlers who are between 125 and 130, that kind of bowlers, military medium, those are the kind of bowlers, it is tougher to keep wickets to them. If somebody is 135, it's going to be, it's just going to be straightforward.
Yeah, makes sense. Absolutely. Probably could be a trouble up against spinners at times.
Spinners also, spinners who fire it in, because of the kind of deviation of the edge that comes in, it becomes a little difficult. Not in control, and it's going to be caught by Ali at covers. They needed a wicket, and probably that little bit of a break in momentum for Ajman is going to be resulting in a wicket.
Yeah, finally some respite for the men in yellow. We've always seen after a short break something would happen, and here it is, a wicket falling down. Muazzam Hayat will have to depart after scoring 26 off 15 as Ajman lose their first wicket for 63. Well, as Muazzam Hayat checks out, another destructive batter, Mohammad Sagir Khan, checks in up against Ibrar. They've played a lot of cricket together. Loves that pace on offer. Another UAE cap player. A batting all-rounder, is quite handy with those medium pace bowling. Has been a part of that bilateral series also when Bangladesh toured in UAE.
Big moment in this game, around the halfway mark. In a 20-over format, it is generally said that whatever is scored in 12 overs, that can be doubled by the 20th in the last 8. I feel it is going to be doubled at the halfway mark. And that is what the expectations are going to be, Ajman, because Junaid is striking boundaries and striking boundaries at will. He's going to be winding that over with a boundary. Slapped on the leg side, flat as an arrow. And that is where it was a brilliant shot. 5 overs done, 68 for the loss of 1, Ajman. Rizwan, it's such a delight to be in this wonderful country, UAE, and especially at the Sharjah Cricket Stadium. And then when you're in the com box, you're amongst the likes of Mudassir Ali Qureshi, the kind of experience that he has, the kind of respect that he gets from the players. He's just come back from a big tournament, probably going for a few more big tournaments. And then between all that busy schedule, he finds time to spend time with us. Such a privilege, isn't it?
Well, he's been the influential catalyst in the com box. He's always been supportive of the youngsters, fresh voices in the UAE. We're talking about the com box part of it. Let's talk about the cricketers. He's one such gentleman who's nourished a lot of cricketers in the UAE. Well, you just name it, you'll have it. A lot of cricketers who have been given an opportunity under the leadership of Mudassir Ali. It's absolutely quite a pleasure having him in the com box.
I'm not sure if you've heard of the story. If you follow Sir Ian Bishop, I'm a big fan of his, and from the playing days to see him in the com box and through the ILT20, the number of times, and I want to put it quote unquote, the number of times that he found time to mention Mudassir Ali Qureshi and his support to cricketers of UAE. It all starts with Mohammad Wasim, not just to have a hand around the shoulder, but to give the kind of backing in terms of financial support, in terms of support, in terms of mental support, guidance. It's special.
Well, he's been a selfless human, to say the least, Pranav. Oh, look at that flick from Junaid Shamshu, and that's gone all the way for a maximum. We'll continue our conversation.
Somebody has to find the answer. Where did Shamsu find the power from? Look at that shot. Not a lot of backlift. Just a short-hand jab. Just a flick over, deep square leg, and it's traveled all the way.
Are you aware of Kuttu Paratha? It's a Kerala delicacy, and I think that's what he's had for lunch today.
Oh, Shamsu and his fans, if you're listening to us on air, it's time for Kuttu Paratha. Have I got it right? For dinner.
Well, I've got a game lined up tomorrow, so I'll ensure I'll have Kuttu Paratha, and I'll go and smash some boundaries first in the power play.
Oh boy, with that Kuttu Paratha, you'll have to have a lot of prowess that is available with Junaid. No backlift whatsoever, and then to generate that kind of power. Oh, incredible stuff from Junaid.
Well, you're underestimating me, Pranav. I can tell you that for sure. Probably the scorecard will give you some information tomorrow morning. But I tell you what, Junaid Shamshu, fabulous. He's lost a lot of weight as well. He's looking leaner, stronger. Another outside edge will find the fence, everything going in his favor. And that's the 50 for Junaid Shamshu. There's no stoppage for Junaid Shamshu in the D10.
Find some more Kuttu Paratha. Junaid Shamsuddin is shining and shining bright here at the Sharjah Cricket Stadium. The branding states it all started here. And at the moment, it's all continuing here. The Emirates D10 and Junaid Shamsuddin are shining. 51 of 18 deliveries, 6 overs done, 83 for the loss of 1. Ajman.
Change in the bowling. Ilyas has been introduced into the attack. This will be a test of time for Ilyas. Has got a stylish moustache. Has got a new haircut as well.
Now, Razwan, I've just got a message from one of the well-wishers. He was listening to us on air and immediately he was quick to point out that we haven't given the credentials which were required to Mudassir Ali Qureshi. Sliding down the leg, and they will be able to rotate strike as well. So it's going to be free couple of runs for Ajman. Probably didn't need them, but they're still getting them. Junaid Shamsuddin is also from the support system of Mudassir Ali Qureshi.
Well, absolutely. We've seen that he's been part of. I'm not really trying to get the name right, but that's massive. We'll have to wait and watch. That will be in the hands of Luqman Faisal. There was an opportunity created by Ilyas. This is a big, big wicket. Junaid Shamsu will have to depart.
When nothing works, bring in the leg spinner. Needed a moment of magic, Abu Dhabi, and that's exactly what Ilyas has done. One shot too many for Junaid Shamsuddin, but he's done the damage, I feel. 19 ball, 51. And at the moment, Ajman, we've just lost their first. They're still cruising.
As the sun is setting, the lights are taking full illumination, and in comes Mohammad Aftab, another destructive batter who got his team over the line, which was impossible to chase down. They had to chase it on about 13 runs in over. He stood tall and got his team over the line. A wayward down the leg side, easy pickings. A good start from Mohammad Aftab.
He did the magic against the quality of Junaid, but against Aftab, a half-tracker. And Aftab is never going to be missing out, even though it was the first delivery that he was facing. All that he had to do is get some bat onto ball and fetch 4 runs, and that's exactly what he's done. Extremes, that's exactly what leg spinners are.
Absolutely. They could either take wickets or they'll be taken for runs. Ilyas, that's much better line. Just continuing on the discussion, yeah, he was harnessed alongside quite other players under the leadership of Mudassir. And we've seen they used to play a lot of cricket back in 2016 and 15. Tier 1, Tier 2 cricket have been dominant. Just trying to get my head around to get the name of the team. They've been quite impressive.
Mudassir Ali Qureshi, such a big name every time you walk into UAE. You don't need to be talking about him. People will find time and they will initiate the conversation. Another flighted delivery, lot of air and a lot of distance as well. He's picked up the wicket of Junaid Shamsuddin, but after that he's been conceding runs, and that's where it's trouble times for Ajman.
Well, you can't afford to bowl in the slot of Sagir Khan. He's another power hitter, clean striker of the ball. Just waited for it and he's got maximum out of it. Full toss, that will be a no ball. What were you trying to do them, Ilyas? Oh my goodness gracious me. Free hit on offer.
You're just looking to be a regular leg spinner. That's what you get from leg spinners. Extremes. The best or the worst. He's got the best against the likes of Junaid Shamsuddin. Brilliant delivery. And that's what you get from a leg spinner. The best or the worst. 15 runs from this over of Ilyas, but most importantly, that wicket of Junaid Shamsuddin. 98 for the loss of 2 at the end of 7. Siam Khan, the slinger, 16 runs of his first over. Much better. Full and onto the pads, not allowing Mohammed to get any kind of width.
A huge shout out to the entire broadcasting and the production team, Pranav. They've been tirelessly working behind the scenes, especially the cameraman, the director, the floor manager, the operations director. Well, it's tough to get all of them together, and I think they've done an incredible job.
To sum it up all, lovely drive through the covers, racing towards the boundary, and a brilliant effort in the deep. Ibrar will keep it down to just a couple of runs. To sum it up all, Razwan, a huge shout out to the finance manager. Without the finance manager, we wouldn't be here. Isn't it?
Absolutely, the entire team, I must say. They've been brilliant. Good effort from Ibrar, saving a couple of runs for the team. This is a top edge. Falls safe. Lucky escape for Sagir. 100 comes off for team Ajman, and they would look to go past 125 or 130 as a bare minimum from here on, with 8 wickets in hand.
Don't look at the wickets column, because if they lose wickets, runs will be restricted, because every wicket will be bringing in a dot ball as well. 15 deliveries remaining. They'll certainly be eyeing for at least 4 or 5 boundaries in that 15 deliveries. And that's where they can get to 130, maybe even 140. What an incredible strike. A shorthand jab from Aftab in the gap, and a brilliant boundary to a very weird field.
Easy pickings, juicy full toss on offer, and he exactly knew where the fielder was placed, and he finds the fence quite comfortably.
Very weird execution from Siam Khan, who's been very expensive. 3 fielders in the deep, on the offside, and still bowling between the stumps. Short and wide, and guided to a very wide third for a single. 24 runs in his 2 overs, still a ball to spare.
I need to finish off this over well. Anything short of length, probably aiming the mid-wicket and leg side area, will be punished. Probably will have to execute some slow Yorker. He's got to do something different against Sagir. Anything in the hitting arc of Sagir, he will punish you. Didn't quite time it. There's a fielder station there. Nasir Faraz cleans it up. Couple of runs added to the tally. 8 overs gone. 108 for 2. The penultimate over. This is going to be crucial. Good delivery. Trying to make room for himself. And in the end, Ilyas follows him. It'll just be a single. Sagir Khan, 15 of 10 for him. I would love to have him probably channeling in that 4th stump channel, Pranav, away from the hitting arc of Sagir Khan.
Great to see that still the confidence being entrusted despite those many runs. A half tracker, a lot of air. Fielder in the deep, only a spectator. Doesn't learn from his mistakes. Ilyas leaks a maximum. Ajman are cruising in the penultimate over.
This is a poor delivery. You can't blame anybody except for yourself. Easy pickings for Sagir Khan. But you know he's a clean striker of the ball, and yet feeding him in that area, quite not appreciable. Another long hop, but this time The catch has been taken. Siam Khan, he was never in a position to hold on to it, but in the end, picks it up with one hand.
The odds 1 out of 100 to hold on to that catch. A little bit of an extra bounce, probably because he pushed his back a little too hard in a very awkward situation. Siam Khan. I really want to say that he's held on to a good catch, but in reality, the ball has caught hold of him. Mohammad Sajir, 21 of 12 deliveries, and he's going to be walking back 3 wickets down for Ajman.
What happens when you have plenty of options for you as batters? Salman Shahid, an opener by trade, has been asked to play in the middle order. Aftab Shahid, the stumps there from the fielder. Junaid Afridi on that occasion, and just ending up in a single. Salman gets off the mark, doing the right thing, feeding the strike to the man in form, Aftab.
8.4, 116 on the board for Ajman. They're looking for 100. They've got 16 and still another 7 deliveries to spare. Really feel that they've got way too many for the likings of Abu Dhabi, who had won the toss and elected to bowl first.
Waited for it, carved it over the covers, will find the fence. Salman Shahid gets into act.
Probably one of the worst deliveries that has been bowled by Ilyas. Nobody in the deep, on the square region of the offside. And a half tracker was never going to be respected. 9 overs done, 121 for the loss of 3. Ajman with 6 balls to spare.
One 121 for 3 after 9, 6 legal deliveries left. Expensive in the first over was Saeed Nazir. Was part of the Dubai setup earlier on. Now has been traded to Team Abu Dhabi. He can definitely crank up the pace. Looking at the field, packed offside field for Mohammad Aftab. But he's another destructive batter. He's known to fabricate those shots, known to manufacture them. Considered as a finisher for Team Ajman. Good hit. Will find the fence. A good start to the over.
Still not able to understand the logic in the field set. With that kind of a bowling, a half tracker, slower delivery probably. Ample amount of time. And that is where they're not doing justice to the opportunity. Abu Dhabi. With this kind of a bowling effort, as a captain, you never want to be winning the toss and choosing to bowl first.
As a skipper, you rightly mentioned, you need to have a peripheral vision. You need to wear your thinking cap on. You need to do your homework as to what batters play what sort of a role, what shot selection they're good at. You need to come with a strategy to combat some good batters. And unfortunately, oh, look at that connection from Mohammad Aftab. It sailed over the boundary ropes in a flash of light.
The last thing that you want to be doing is to bowl in the arc of the right-hander, and that is something that Abu Dhabi has done consistently, is to bowl poorly, bowl in the arc of the right-hander. And that is where a lot of shots have been dispatched on the leg side. Wonder why doesn't common sense prevail? And that's what my concern is. You have to be bowling wide of the off stump. That is something so easy to be said, why isn't it easy to execute?
Absolutely. I agree with you. Come up with slower deliveries. We spoke about this umpteenth number of times. 10th overs. That's where it's got to be probably slightly inside the tram line. That will be a wide side. Nazir cannot believe it, but he'll be convinced when he will have a look at the replay.
My concern is that even when you would have seen Siam Khan bowling with the right kind of field, three fielders in the deep on the offside, but still he would be bowling within the stumps without ample amount of protection on the leg side, and that's where it's just poor execution of skills, and that's where the captain needs to have sufficient amount of time. Oh, where are you running? Direct hit required, direct hit affected. Saeed is going to be getting a wicket. Not in the way he would have wanted it, but very effective. Aftab is out of the equation.
Well, this is a very big wicket. This is a massive scalp for Team Abu Dhabi. Well, after displaying pyrotechnics here at the Sharjah Stadium, will have to head back to the dugout. Good fielding on the follow through, and shy at the stumps, getting the big man, Aftab, back in the hut. Ajman lose another wicket. 132 for 4. Rahil, the youngster, straight away gets into action. And that will be a maximum. What a clean ball striking from Rahil Ali.
Can't believe my eyes. I'd already raised my finger. Not a strong hit. Short hand jab, that's what I felt. But still to have the power for the ball to sail through. Get a maximum. Incredible stuff from Rahil, who's just come into the middle. Another expensive over in progress.
That is the hunger these young lads have. Hunger to go big. Hunger to strike. Hunger to cement themselves into the team. Hunger to be a contributor towards the winning of the team. To be a match winner. What a strike that was from Rahil.
139. Not sure if you believe your eyes or not, but 139 for the loss of 4. Ajman, who are looking for somewhere in excess of 100. If at the start of the game they would have been told 139 for the loss of 4 at 9.5. Big shot, high up in the air. Fielder coming underneath it. Fielder holds on. Siam Khan, what an incredible catch under pressure.
It juggled a bit, but in the end he holds on to its second one for the evening for Siam Khan. The ball was travelling, so was Siam Khan. Had to sprint about 10 meters, gets to the reach of the ball, misses it, then holds on to it. Well, in the end, another wicket goes down. Salman Shahid will have to depart, and that will bring us to the end of the innings as well. 139 is what Ajman have managed to score in their allotted 10 overs. Taking a look at the batting card, Junaid Shamshu, yet another
It all started with a swinging bat of Ajman, striking and striking clean, and that's where Abu Dhabi, after winning the toss, choosing to bat first, never was in the equation.
But they all contributed, right from Junaid Shamshu, Muazzam Hayat, Sagir Khan. Every batter contributed towards those runs. And Ali Abid picking up that wicket. Junaid Shamshu with some semi-helicopter shots, some straight down the ground. He lit up the Sharjah Cricket Stadium yet again. And in the end was caught up in the deep by Luqman Faisal. And it never stopped. The relay baton was handed over to the batters coming next, Sagir Khan, then taking that responsibility. And Aftab and Rahil also contributing. Clean hitting, clean ball striking, beautiful wicket to bat on. Salman Shahid as well towards the end, picking up that boundary. And then that wicket of Aftab, the run out, resulting in another wicket. And then that massive hit from Rahil Ali. Strike from Salman Shahid yet again, picked up in the deep by Siam Khan, propelling them to 139. Right, then we'll dive into a short break. On the other side of the break, we'll have the run chase for you.
Welcome back after a short break. Ajman taking on Abu Dhabi. And Ajman, they were put into bat first, and what a outing they've had. 51 of 19 deliveries for Junaid Shamsuddin. Mozam Hayat, 26 of 15. Sajir Khan, 21 of 12. Aftab getting 22 of 10 as well. And that's where 139, a mammoth one for the loss of 5. 8 extras in the process as well. If you talk about the bowling of Abu Dhabi, it's been pretty much mediocre because everybody conceding in excess of 12 runs per over. A couple of wickets apiece for Saeed Nazir and Ibrar Ahmed. 2 wickets for Ilyas Khan. But then those economies were the trouble factor. But that's done and dusted. They can still change the course of the game with their batting. Abu Dhabi, who have to chase a mammoth, a massive 140. It's not going to be easy. The required run is going to be at the 14-run mark, and that's where they'll have to be get going immediately. A little bit of a comfort for Zishan, who has the ball in hand. He's going to be starting off with the proceedings from the combox end. The game of cricket always becomes so easy once you have a little bit too extra. And on this occasion, I think probably 40 runs too many. Sharp delivery. Starts off with a sharp delivery, Zishan. Lukman gets off the mark with a single. It's never easy when you're looking to chase something like 140. Because with every single, as a matter of fact, every double, the required run rate will keep on increasing. It is only boundaries, and boundaries are what they're looking for. Right then, both the openers are off the mark. Lukman gets a single. Junaid Khan does get a single to his name as well. 2 fielders in the deep point and deep square leg. And that's where Zishan is going to be continuing to bowl back of length. Not getting his footing right, and that's where he'll have to reload this one. The required run rate, which started at 14 runs per over, has already climbed to 14.28 despite those 2 singles. That's the pressure of the scoreboard. Looking for a big shot straight down the ground. I think it's going to be going the distance because Lukman threw the kitchen sink at it. They'll need many more of these. Lukman will be taking a sigh of breather. The first one is always a little special. Back of lane then. Just wanted to demolish it, and that's where it was a good strike straight down the ground. 8 runs from the first 3 deliveries. So intent on offer from Abu Dhabi as well. The men in yellow. Slower delivery. Catching opportunity. Gona. Lukman with all that intent on the 4th delivery of the game. Not able to make an impact, and the short mid-wicket holds on to it. First wicket falls for Abu Dhabi, and it's an early one. Lukman is going to be walking back to the dugout for just 7 runs to his name, and they are in serious trouble very early into this innings. In comes Kamran. They certainly believe in their batting prowess, and that is the reason they opted to bowl first. They wanted to keep them below 100. Very watchful, and a quick single, needed a direct hit. Direct hit would have certainly been curtains for Kamran, and that is the last thing that Abu Dhabi would have wanted. Good catch. Fairly attentive. The ball was travelling from the bat of Luqman, and that is where the fielder at short mid wicket has done well to hold on to it. 9 runs from this over. Final delivery for Zishan. Shot and brilliant piece of wicket keeping from the wicket keeper. Certainly saved 5 wide. First to get a few steps towards his left and then to put in that full stretch dive. Fantastic piece of wicket keeping from the wicket keeper. Mozam, who did play his role with the bat in hand, and now with the gloves assisting, he'll still have to load the final delivery. Zishan in the arc and played over square leg. There is protection. So just a couple of runs. 12 runs from the first over of Zishan. For the loss of 1 is Abu Dhabi. Zishan conceded 12 runs, and the very first delivery of Sabir is going to be dispatched for a maximum. The umpire will re-verify, but I feel that Kamran has got good part of his bat. He has final confirmations coming in. Can't be bowling in the arc of a power hitter. Kamran strikes it straight through the line, all the way for a maximum. Sabir is going to be learning the hard way that under lights, once the dew takes a little bit of control, stroke making gets a little easier, and that's where you need to be very disciplined. Bowling out of the arc of Kamran. This is good bowling, good comeback from Sabir. The required run rate started at 14. At the moment, the run rate is 13.5. If they can just hang on around this mark, that'll do wonders for Abu Dhabi. The only problem is that they'll have to do it consistently for the entire 10 overs, and they'll have to better it in one of the overs by a good margin. Shot and pulled. Deep square leg. Out of the equation, it's towards the deep mid wicket, and that's where another boundary for Abu Dhabi. They're scoring some crucial runs at crunch movement. Almost a shorthand forehand on this occasion. It's the tennis season. What a strike, Kamran. Almost a slap to the short delivery of Sabir. They would want to do a decent amount of damage in the power play. Probably somewhere around 30, 35. 22 is on the board. 3 balls remaining. They will need consecutive boundaries to get somewhere around 30, 35. But if they're able to do that, it's certainly game on. Now Ajman aren't panicking because they do realize that once the power play is out of the equation, things will get a little easier. Square leg comes inside the circle, deep mid wicket goes back. Backward deep point and deep mid wicket. Cut well. Will get to the boundary once again. Kamran is in a little bit of a hurry, and at the moment Sabir is not liking that hurry. Might not have gone where Kamran would have wanted it to go. He was looking to play it inside out over covers. But decent part of his bat, and that's where the ball travelled very quickly to the boundary. It's a very tricky field because with this kind of a field, he'll have to bowl a lot of slower deliveries. Exactly, that's what he does. The leading edge to the deep third, which is very wide, and a single to Kamran, get off strike. 27 for the loss of 1. Can Junaid get a boundary and sum this power play in favour of Abu Dhabi? Needs a boundary. Just nudged around for a single. So they're going to be staying in the equation. 14 required at the start. And that's exactly what they've got in those 2 overs. 28 for the loss of 1, Abu Dhabi. Mohammad Sajir. Slogged on the leg side. There is protection in the deep, so just a single. This is going to be that kind of a tricky pace that Mohammad Sajir bowls that the batter doesn't favour, certainly doesn't like. And that's where if Kamran or Junaid can be a little tricky, little innovative, that's when it's going to be a little difficult for Mohammad Sajir. Slower delivery, hit straight down the ground. Fielder not able to get underneath it, but will do well to hold on to it and keep it down to a single. Need runs to start flowing from the bat from Junaid Khan. He's taken his time, 5 or 4 deliveries. There's no time to waste. Short ball, straight over the keeper's head. It's going to be a couple of runs for Junaid Khan. But just as I said at the start of the innings, singles and doubles is not going to be helping the cause. They need boundaries. And only players who are able to achieve and score those boundaries on regular intervals are going to be effective. And at the moment, Junaid Khan is not playing for the cause of the team. Just wide of the fielder at covers. Once again, an opportunity to get a couple of runs. With every single and double, the situation is as such that the required run rate rises. You take 6 doubles, that's 12 runs per over, and the required run rate is in excess of 14. Slower delivery, full toss. drilled through the covers, protection in the deep, and that's where another couple of runs for Junaid. Certainly not working for Abu Dhabi at the moment. Need boundaries. Junaid needs to understand that. Gentle medium pace of Mohammad Sajir, who's been very effective. 8 runs from his 5 deliveries. Short, and once again not getting the good part of the bat, and that's where this is just going to be a single. So 9 runs coming from the over of Mohammad Sajir. A very effective one for Ajman. 3 overs done, 37 for the loss of 1, Abu Dhabi. Junaid. Slower delivery. Hit straight through the line. Lot of distance. Distance that will bring a smile on the batter's face. Junaid finally gets into the act. It was a slower delivery. It was back of hand. A half tracker. Everything wrong about it. That maximum, Junaid gets a strike rate of 200, and that is still not good enough. Such is the course of this game. Hit straight through the line, fielder coming underneath it. It's going to be held on. Junaid is going to be walking back to the dugout. Adnan holds on to a very good catch under pressure. Junaid was very effective with the bat in hand, also picks up a wicket. "97 of 40 deliveries. The pressure continues to rise on Abu Dhabi as Junaid walks back for 18 of 10 deliveries. Junaid, short, doesn't get the middle of the bat. Ali, and that's where it's just going to be a single to deep mid wicket. Not giving any kind of pace to the batters is Junaid Shamsuddin. 50 with the bat, and now he's got a wicket to his name as well. Happy and content in bowling slower deliveries after slower deliveries. Kamran, another slower delivery, will be signalled as a wide. No remorse whatsoever from the umpire. Very accurate. And that's what you expect from professionals at this level in this circuit. Spot on. Kamran, 17 of 7. Very effective, but still will need to better this effort. A single to deep square leg on this occasion. Not happy, but something is Kamran at the moment. 4 slower deliveries on the trot for Junaid Shamsuddin. Very full, and that's where a single to long on. He's doing a decent job, Junaid Shamsuddin. The required run rate has gone past 15, and it's going out of control at the moment for Abu Dhabi, who's conceded way too many runs for their likings. Catching opportunity, another wicket for Junaid Shamsuddin. Probably an easiest one that he would have ever had. Trying to push at it, and it's a big wicket of Kamran, who was looking pretty much decent in the middle. Another batter who gets a start and is going to be walking back without making some serious contributions. Junaid Shamsuddin is ecstatic. Why wouldn't he be? He's got a couple of wickets in his first over, and that certainly makes him one of the prime contenders for player of the match. Kamran, 18 of 9 deliveries, as he's going to be walking back to the dugout. Mohammad Sajir. Slower delivery. The plan is very, very clear for Ajman that they're not going to be giving any kind of pace to Abu Dhabi, and that's where wicket after wicket, in the process of trying to manufacture the strength and power, caught at covers, and that's where now Abu Dhabi are sinking under pressure. 4th wicket down for Abu Dhabi at the score of 47. Ali is going to be the latest victim for 2 of 3 deliveries.
In all sorts of trouble is Abu Dhabi. They lead plenty of runs. Now the batters not coming to the party. Latest casualty, the captain Ali Abid back in the hut, walks in Nasir Faraz, Saghir Khan. Got runs with the blade in the first innings. Now got a wicket, that too, of Ali Abid. Things look very bleak for batting side. Still 92 needed of 5.4 overs. Change of pace, driven hard. Good work by Adnan ul Mulk. Good to see teams like Dubai, Ajman, the top 4. Especially when we talk about Dubai, they had their own struggles in the last few seasons. They started off really well but lost the plot in the second half of the tournament. Quite a new faces, couple of new roles for few players, and it worked nicely so far for Dubai. And to talk more about this tournament, joining me in the comment box is Rizwan Rahman. Very good evening, Rizwan.
Thank you very much, Mudassir. It's been, as you rightly mentioned, it's been a very good outing for Dubai. They've done their homework, they've done their analysis, the strategy that they've come up with, the template that they've come up with in this tournament has been quite impressive. Leading from the front has been the skipper Ronak Panoli, but talk about Aditya Shetty. He's been in a completely 360-degree transformation from the previous season. He's been scoring runs quite comfortably up against some quality bowlers.
Rightly said. And today, they were back in the hut quite early. Saxena got runs, Salina Nasir got runs for them. Clever. This time by Mohammad Nadeem. Back off length, some bounce offered and waited and played over the short third. 4 runs to end the over number 5. Nadeem gets his first boundary. It's 56 for the loss of 4. Junaid Shamshu into the attack. What a tournament he's having, Rizwan. He's known for getting those quick runs, but now in this tournament, already bagged Player of the Match award for his bowling skills. That game, he got 4 wickets. Yet again, getting those wickets, couple of wickets in his first over for Junaid.
Yeah, 3 player of the tournament medallions for him. This is skied up in the air. And Sagir makes no mistake. Wicket number 3 for Junaid Shamshu. He's considered as the most valuable player of the tournament at this juncture of the tournament.
A wonderful team effort. Change of pace. Out of shape was Nadeem, but not Sagir Khan. He was in control. A good catch taken. Running forward. That's the end of Nadeem. Half of the side back in the hut. 57 on board. An impactful player, Junaid Shamshu. Incredible journey when we talk about Junaid Shamshu here in UAE domestic circuit. His early days was used as a finisher by most of the teams. But last few tournaments, credit should be given to his domestic side, managed by Anoop, who trusted him and promoted him to bat at top of the order, and things drastically changed for his side as well as for himself. And after that, he looked completely different batter. A low full toss, just for a single.
The back of hand, slower delivery yet again from Junaid Shamshu. And this is something the team Abu Dhabi will have to learn from the bowlers of Ajman. Keeping it simple, keeping it off pace, keep getting those variations, those cutters. Quite impressive has been Junaid Shamshu. Scored 50 and then again contributing with the wickets column as well. Ibrar into action, considered as a bowling all-rounder, does pack a punch, can provide some lusty blows towards the end, but I think that required run rate is just not reachable.
The final ball of his spell. Chance. Change of pace, just falling short of the fielder. Brilliant spell from Shamshu comes to an end. Going for 15, got 3 wickets in his kitty. 6 overs gone, 61 for the loss of 5. Ajman on 4th position and Abu Dhabi on 5th on the points table. And Aftab into the attack. And the batter finds the gap between 2 fielders toward that leg side. 1 bounce, 4 runs. Nasser Faraz gets his first boundary.
You're not happy with the approach of the fielders. He's found the gap. Just could not hold on to it. They got a bit confused on that occasion, but Nasser picks up a boundary. Gives himself a bit of room there. I think it's to do with the bowling department of Abu Dhabi. Clearly, they've not been up to the mark today. That with pace on offer, wayward deliveries, easy pickings for the batters of Ajman. And when you have such mammoth score, not easy to chase down. Another one in the slot. Didn't time it, but lands safe.
Couple of misses in the last few deliveries. Away from the fielders. Talk so much about Dubai, but we forget what Adnan al-Mulk and Ajman has done so far in this tournament. Giving chance to quite a few new faces. Surprisingly, no Isam Mathew Rub for Ajman. Ansh Tandon is out of country, and Soeb Khan, after playing a couple of games, tomorrow morning he'll be flying to India for the T20 World Cup. He's a part of UAE 15-member squad. The boy from Gaya. It's a big news for people in Gaya and a proud moment for Soeb Khan's family. 7 overs gone, 70 for the loss of 5.
Seven was gone, 70 for 5. In comes Sabir Ali, was expensive in the first over. Another one providing in the slot. That's been hammered. That's high and handsome onto the roof, right next to the cameraman. Ibrar, is it Nasir Faraz, finds the maximum. Another one between that, pitching in between middle and leg. He definitely peppers that onside boundary, and Nasir Faraz gets the best of it. massive hit from Nasir Faraz. And just to add to what you mentioned, Mudassir, they've given a lot of opportunities for the youngsters. Basel Asim has been quite impressive. Rahil Ali, we've seen the way he just walked out to the center and first ball, he delivered a massive punch, getting that maximum. It doesn't look like they're youngsters. They're playing against some quality bowlers and getting those runs. This goes without saying that the future is in safe hands of UAE cricket. A lot of youngsters. Another good-looking shot from Nasir Faraz. Shy at the stumps. We're just talking about Rahil Ali into action straight away.
And somehow I feel this tournament is all about the youngsters. Gone are the days for superstars. Slowly they are fading away here in UAE domestic circuit, and the age group cricketers, product of under 19, the likes of Aryan Saxena, Aditya Shetty, Ronak Panoli, pace generated by Sabir Ali. It's always good to see homegrown cricketers performing quite well. And how can we forget Vritya Arvind? Class apart. Knocking the doors of the selectors. Not knocking, banging the door of selectors there, Vritya Arvind.
Well, I would say smashing through it. It's a very unfortunate situation. He's not been picked up. He's been a brilliant batter, contributing runs in every domestic tournament that he's been given the opportunity. Another beautiful batter to have in your team, solid wicketkeeper batter, and he's proved his abilities in the recently concluded ILT20 with the glove work. Yeah, unfortunately, he didn't get much to bat as they had a very strong batting lineup for Desert Vipers. Right. And another boy is talking about Ayan Afzal Khan, another brilliant prospect.
And Ali Nasir, an all-rounder who can bat in number 6, number 7, who can bowl those 4 overs, an exceptional fielder. So good to see so much talent available here in UAE. Just a matter of time for these boys. Are we missing someone?
Ronak Panoli. He's been destructive, fearless cricketer. See ball, hit ball concept. He's been consistent. We spoke about his consistency earlier on in the previous editions of the D, but I think he's done his homework. He's done exceptionally well. Another batter to look out for, and good to see Aditya Shetty also. The way he's transformed himself has been a go-getter for his team.
Excellent. What an over. So 8 gone. Slowly Abu Dhabi moved to 80 for the loss of 5. Floating power play. Back of length. A good start by Zishan Nasir. And to top that list in this tournament, the king, Junaid Shamshu. And also, especially in the shorter format, you want to have batters at the top of the order who can play 10 deliveries and get you 20-25 runs. That will provide you that momentum. And how to not to forget Khalid Shah, the captain of Sharjah. And so much quality when we talk about spinners. Ali Asghar Shams, the left-arm orthodox. He's a little dynamite of UAE. We have one in Oman, the senior pro, Shakil Ahmed, but here it's Ali Asgar Shams.
Oh, absolutely. He was the go-to man in the recently concluded ACC Men's Premier Cup, getting those wickets at ease, Ali Asgar Shams. And he dominates when he comes out to bowl, always in action. He's been quite impressive, Ali Asgar Shams. Slow one from Zishan Nasir. This is exactly what we were talking about, but read it well by Ibrar. Will get him a boundary towards the widest extra cover.
Change of pace. Well anticipated on the back foot by Ibrar. Finds a boundary. For sure, the swing will help them to better than net run rate. Both have got 6 points in their kitty, Abu Dhabi and Ajman. One towards the offside, the second one towards that leg side. Risk comes into play. Known for his bowling skills, but now getting those runs for Abu Dhabi is Ibrar.
Yeah, easy pickings, wavered down the leg side. Just a gentle push, flick of the wrists from Ibrar, fetching him a boundary. Still going at about 10.15 runs and over. But I think they will have to regroup themselves, Team Abu Dhabi. Just come up with a strategic plan, especially in the bowling department. They do have that power in the batting department, that uppercut. And will find the fence. Zishan Nasir cannot do much about it.
Can we call him a 360-degree player? Offside, leg side, now top of the wicket keeper. Waited and goes over the wicket keeper. So 3 back-to-back boundaries for Ibrar. Inching closer to that 100 mark is Abu Dhabi.
Yeah. Ensuring he's getting that willow on that occasion. There was a variable bounce. It was hit at the middle way stage, probably about 5 meters away from the wicket. Oh, another one. And Ibrar, for the 4th time, will find the fence. Juicy full toss on offer, and he executes it to perfection. 9 overs gone, 96 for 5.
So the final over of this game, Rahil Ali getting ready to bowl that final over. Another promising talent groomed by Ajman here in domestic circuit. A full toss, drilled down towards a long off. The right time, marching towards a victory. For the start of this game, both the teams were level on the points table, but because of the better net run rate, it was Ajman who were at number 4 and number 5 for Abu Dhabi. Oh, beautifully bowled, missed by keeper Aftab Javed, not a proper collection. Four boundaries from the blade of Ibrar in the previous over clearly shows that he can bat. In fact, Aftab Javed is patrolling that boundary area. And number 16 is the wicket keeper. Another wild swing, not a proper connection. off balance. Shahi Salman. In control they are, and they can afford a few smile. One bounce, 4 runs. It's too late with that boundary. It's 104 for the loss of 5 in their allotted 10 overs. A convincing win. What a performance by Ajman. Built on the back of Junaid Shamshu's brilliant 50 and 3 wickets with the ball as well for Junaid Shamshu. What a wonderful tournament he is having. As a warrior, getting those runs, taking those wickets and getting a couple of more points for Ajman. Junaid Shamshu, a wonderful unit in purple. Ajman led by Adnanul Mulk batted brilliantly, and Abu Dhabi clueless with the ball as well as the batting department. The batters got start but not able to convert those good starts into a big score. Nasir Faraz remained unbeaten on 28-22 for Ibrar, and just couple of extras given away by the bowling unit of Ajman. It clearly shows the discipline in their bowling department, and at the end Ajman, who won this game by margin of 35 runs, a huge victory for Ajman, and 3 wickets for Junaid Shamshu. And I'm pretty much sure we're just minutes away from to know the player of the match award, and I believe and I hope it will be Junaid Shamshu for his all-round performance. 50 with the bat, 3 wickets with the ball, and Ajman securing the 4th win in this ongoing D10. A quick look at the highlights of the second innings. Luqman Faisal and his partner came out. They tried their best, but the problem has been not able to stitch a partnership. One after the other, wicket went down. Sabir Ali bowled quite well. So was his partner Zishan. But then came the informed player Junaid Shamshu, straight away putting that impact in his first over. Back-to-back wickets. The fielding has been superb. So was the catching. Catch taken off his own bowling by Junaid, then change of pace by Saghir. Nadeem tried his best, but lost his shape against Junaid Shamshu, and couple of blows from the lower down order batters of Abu Dhabi. Nasir Faraz tried his best, but it was not enough tonight to get those remaining runs for his side. Ibrar got 4 boundaries in a row against the fast bowler, and
Welcome to the post-match presentation played between Ajman and Abu Dhabi. There were pyrotechnics on display by the batters of Ajman. They propelled their team to 139. Yet again, Aftab contributing with the bat, but there was one man who was absolutely magnificent with the bat. Well, it's time for us to honor the Player of the Match award, and it will be our honorable match referee, Mr. Iftikhar Ali, who will be handing over the Player of the Match medallion, and it goes to Junaid Shamshu for the 4th time in the D10 2026. He's been incredible with the bat and with the ball as well. Picked up 3 wickets, scored 51 of 19 deliveries. Junaid, 4th one on the trot. How does it feel?
Alhamdulillah, doing good, and especially to thanks for Ajman bhai. He giving the opportunity for us, so going good.
What is the strategy that you've implemented that it's a complete 360-degree change when you're coming out to bat?
It's all about the last few years. I was trying to be like coming in a top order. Then I am changing some before not getting that much chances. But when I getting chances, I try to be like a lot of nets. Side arm specialist I am trying. So Alhamdulillah, getting some good sixes and good shots. I'm become more day by day. I'm become good, I think.
Wonderful. We've known you can contribute with the bat, but tell us about the ball. You've been mixing it up really well.
Yeah, especially T10. The way 10 below 10 or below 12 runs. If I can, it's a good for team. I try for the slower stroke cutters and stroke bouncers. Now last month I learned for a backhand also. So Alhamdulillah, getting wicket also, I'm really happy.
Well, thank you. Enjoy the occasion.
Thanks a lot.
That is Junaid Shamshu, the Player of the Match. That's all we have from the post-match presentation.